Hi friends, MD Vegan! Today is my day of gentle juice fasting. I do that once a week. Sorry. And the average, that means not every week, but sometimes between two fasting days is 11 days. That's called Ekadashi, 11. Eka, that's Sanskrit. 11 days is the time period from full and new moon, either way, where the moon comes into a balanced position with the earth and the sun. So in this position, the waters are supporting the fasting, the cleansing of the fasting in the best way. So the moon has, in the position to the earth, has an effect on the water. That is a scientifically proven. We have the tides, water rising and going down and so on. And they say, the yogic texts, they say, from ancient times, that the 11th day is a time of balance that supports the efficiency of the water element, because the water element is said to be cleansing. It flows through the body, the water and all the liquids, and they need to be have a good flow, to bring out what's not needed, to take in what is needed, and these kind of things. And a fasting day, especially this is happening. We cleanse our body, and the mind is clarified. Also, we cleanse the mind. It's clarification of the mind. You don't you get rid of thoughts and feelings you don't need anymore. Sometimes things come up that have been hidden somewhere, and you have forgotten about it. But then they come up, and you think, oh, they're still there and lurking, and pressing and pushing and making me afraid or concerned or whatever, nervous. And on a fasting day, these things come up, and I can let go. I can analyze it. I can, where did it come from? Why do I have this feeling? Why do I think that? And then I can say, okay, I don't need to do that anymore. I just put it aside. And they keep coming up, of course, but if I decide to lay them down, to let them go, not pursue anymore because I understood it, for example, or I just decided not to pay attention anymore to that, I don't want to, I'm interested in anymore, so I don't need it anymore. It's easy to let it go, to let it calm down, and that helps a lot. Like putting my room, my apartment, to tidy up everything, to get out what is not needed anymore. The fridge, always the fridge. I'm a chef here, and the fridge always. I have to always take care that there's no chaos. The things that I don't need anymore, take it out, use it before I go shopping, and so all these kind of things are in the same field, And on fasting day, these things are really coming to the surface. Or reboot the system. You can also say when you have a computer and something goes wrong, you don't know what to do. You just oftentimes it's enough you reboot it, turn it off, turn it on again, and it's repaired. It works again. So that's kind of fasting is that too. You put the digestion, that's mainly digestion, to rest. Digestion doesn't have to take place anymore because I don't eat in the classical way, or I eat less calories. So digestion is minimized. Or what I do is juice fasting. Juice fasting is I drink my nutrients, vitamins, minerals, I drink that. Some fat, some protein, if not milk, So there are calories, but less. And when I have juices only, I take away the fiber from the fruit and the vegetables, or the nuts, the seeds. The fiber is away, that what I cannot digest. What I cannot digest on a regular day helps the digestion to work. The digestion works the things through that I eat and drink, and it takes away what's not digestible. It leaves the body again, together with the debris and everything I want to get rid of. That goes with the digestion, so it's a very important cleansing too. And on a fasting day, I do not have to digest because there is nothing, virtually nothing, ideally nothing I have to digest. The juices go directly into the bloodstream. The water I drink doesn't need to be digested. When I drink a coffee or a tea or whatever, it doesn't need to be digested. It goes directly into the bloodstream from the intestines, from the mouth. It goes directly in. And the only thing I have to care about is that I don't drink enough. I have to have enough liquid. That makes it easy. So that's why we call it gentle juice fasting. That's from Yogini Kaliji. That's a master yogini from the United States of America. And she had an enlightened moment in 1980, and since ever then, this enlightenment comes whenever she wants. That is crazy, really. She always demonstrates that, but she invented the flow in the yoga world. Now everybody speaks about the flow in yoga, and it all comes from her in 1980. It was very famous in the States. They had a big yoga conferences. She was there, the head speaker, and many famous yogis now. They took it from her, and very interesting. But what she also did, and was not so much known for, is she made a big push for the vegan movement in the United States. There was a book they called Diet for America, New Diet for America or something, a Diet for New America, yes, from John Robbins, and he wrote a foreword saying that she inspired him to do that. He wasn't vegan before, but when she talked to him, he met her somewhere, I don't know where, and then she was so inspired, wrote that book. His father was a famous ice cream maker, big ice cream, and he left his father, wrote that book. He didn't like it, father didn't like it because ice cream was not vegan at that time, and the book was a bestseller immediately. 1987 or so, 1886, I don't know. I have the book here, and it was a bestseller, and it really initiated the first vegan movement in the United States. Veganism had not been a thing before, very few people, but that was the turning point, and that's because of her. She inspired him to do that. He wrote it. So she is not only brings not only the flow into the yoga movement, she also yoga world, she also brings veganism into the global movement. From America, it then went to the global movement because the great universities made the first big studies on veganism, and they found 2014 then veganism is a healthier diet and than meat, and that really caused, I think, partly at least, the big global vegan movement. And would it have happened before without the American vegan movement? I don't know. So all these things are very interesting, and she's very connected with that, and she's a great vegan activist for the animals, of course, and the planet and our health. I learned a lot about from her about that. And also the Gentle Juicefasting is inspired by that. It's from her, and the idea to be non-violent in your whole life. To lead a non-violent life, non-violent lifestyle. That is promoted by her, and the Gentle Juicefasting means, this gentle means compassionate to myself too. I don't push myself in the fasting. I don't push myself at all. I do it in the flow, non-violently, with awareness, constant meditation. Constant meditation. The flow means that I meditate all the time in my life. I always have like a spectator, a watcher, an observer. Acting comes from a calm, meditative mind and can do the right thing in the right time in the flow. That's the idea. I don't want to go too far into that now. It's very interesting, but because that's what I'm doing here. I do the Gentle Juicefasting once a week in the flow. I'm not pushing myself. If there's something comes into the way, a birthday from a friend or something, I skip my fasting day and do it next week, or maybe a day later or so. It doesn't really matter. In the flow also means gentle with my friends and family and society. This is a very fundamental principle, and the principle of non-violence is embedded in all cultures on the planet. We all agree on that. All human beings, and I guess all the animals also, they don't take what they don't need, basically. That's all non-violence. You do what you need, but when you don't need it, you don't do it. If a tiger eats a cow or something, then he needs it. The tiger needs it. And that is not considered against the non-violence principle, I would say. I don't know. But it's basically a human principle for all human cultures, societies. People accept that usually. And but the yogis, the Indians, they have cultivated the most, I would say. And so yoga is a very close to the non-violence principle. And that also has been introduced by her first, because the yoga world was not non-violent before. They all ate their milk and dairy. Yeah, many said okay vegetarian, but they did not even that. Yeah, in Germany where I am here, yoga was not vegan or vegetarian at all. But now it is more and more. It's also due to her. So gentle juice fasting is a way of living non-violently and cleansing the body on a regular basis. So once a week in the average I do that. I drink only juices, and I have to drink a lot of water and everything else I want to drink to get enough. For me personally, it's 4 liters I found. If I drink 4 liters, I can be sure I had no headache or something. Once you get a headache in the fasting, it's my experience, and once I get a headache, it really comes on. It doesn't go away so fast, so that's bad. So if I begin to drink water, more water when I have the headache, that doesn't work. That's too late. I found I have to drink it all the time, and then it doesn't even come. So that's important to me, personally, but it can be different for everybody else. I don't know, but I have to drink a lot. 4 liters. I measure that too. I always think now it's 1 liter, 2 liters, and so on. And until I have 4, then I'm happy, because that's my experience. Because headache I don't like, and if I have a headache, I'm pretty. You can't use me anymore. I just go to bed, and it's a bad headache. I don't want to do anymore. I pause, and that's nice too. Eyes have to be dark then, and then but I didn't have a headache for some time. It's good. I don't want to have that anymore. I try always to find out how to avoid that. Be a little bit ahead of time, ahead of the game, and so the juice fasting is a great way to do that. I explore myself. I get to know myself better. What I need and also explore the ingredients. That's the most important second part of it. I always make a new juice recipe or a plant milk or tea or something, and when I have this fasting day, I'm so sensitive. My senses are more active because the energy goes all into the senses, into the mind, and I can feel what the ingredients what they do to me and how they play with each other. For example, today I make a carrot juice. That's one of the classic juices. Carrot juice here. I have a lot of carrots here. I prepare them a little bit, wash them. Took the dirt out, and so I can juice them. And you can juice a carrot like that and enjoy. Maybe it's one of the most classic juices, other than orange juice maybe, but carrot juice really is one of the classic. It's a wonderful juice, a vegetable juice. It's sweet, and so can be a little bit bitter sometimes, because carrots can be bitter if they're older, for example. But in case they are bitter, you just add an orange and you're good, or an apple. Today I make a carrot juice with an apple. Here I have 3 small apples here, also prepared to fit in the juicer. And carrot apple juice is a classic. But another classic is something special, is a carrot tangerine juice. I once made a juice with tangerines and carrots, and that was very nice. Here you see a big bowl with tangerines, about the same amount, the apples and the carrots. And the tangerine carrot juice is nice because the classic is the orange carrot juice. The oranges are pretty strong, have a strong flavor. The tangerines, I would say, another citrus fruit, has a very gentle flavor, tender. I mean, it's also very, you taste it clearly. It's a very precise aroma, the tangerine. Everybody knows a tangerine usually. Many people know that. But I feel it is very tender as compared to the orange. It's also a tender fruit. It's small, it's tiny, it's a very thin peel and so on. So it's a tender flavor. So it's very different from the orange, still similar. So I tried that once, it was wonderful. Today I add a beet. That is a completely different vegetable. It's only in the earth that it is similar to the carrot. It has the reddish color in the red spectrum. That's also similar to the carrot, but it has a very strong earth flavor. And if you juice a beet, if I juice a beet on its own, by itself as is, I can't drink it. I can drink it, but in the next moment, 20 minutes or so, I get a scratching in the throat that takes hours to go away. It's not dangerous, it doesn't harm me, but it's so unpleasant, I don't want to do it. That's because of the oxalates in the beet. That's a very powerful salt that can cause harms, but if you're a vegan and whole food, plant-based and healthy, there's no problem with it. But the beet, that's in the beet, and you can't just juice a beet. That's a big difference to the carrot. Carrot can juice it easily, but the beet you can't. What I need for the beet to taste, I need an orange, for example, or a pear. That makes a beet delicious. And that's interesting because when you put something into the beet, a fruit with a sweet, sour flavor, you get the most exciting flavors out of that juice. And I have no idea why. I can guess about that. But there's no fruit, no vegetable like the beet that creates so many different flavors. That's really fascinating. To me, the beet is one of the most fascinating plants at all. For this reason, as a chef, can be so diverse, the flavors, and fantastic flavors, really great. So I want to put that together with the classic carrot apple juice and with a not so classic carrot tangerine juice. I want to try that with a beet together. I don't know what comes out of it, but in general, the citrus fruit are very nice with the beet. They make the beet taste nice, though they leave the earth flavor of the beet intact. If we add a mango to the beet, the other side, just a mango beet juice, you get a completely new flavor. You don't even think about beet when you drink that juice. It tastes so totally different and it tastes amazing. Mango beet, try it. So the orange is, so to say, the neutral element for the beet juices. And the tangerine, I don't know. I will try that now. What does the tangerine do to the beet when you make a juice of it? I will try. The last ingredient here is the ginger. The ginger is very nice also with oranges, with tangerines, with beets, with carrots, with apples. Ginger is a fascinating root. For example, with the apple here, if you put an apple juice, a little bit ginger into it, it tastes like, all of a sudden it tastes like, for no reason, really obvious, seemingly, it tastes like a soda. It begins to bubble. It's so crazy. I don't know why. Maybe it is because of the texture of the ginger. I don't know. You got to try that. Really, it's so fascinating. So it might be an interesting juice here. Carrots, apples, tangerines, beet, and ginger. I'll come back in a moment and show you the juice. That's my juice. Wow, it's a big container here. It's a liter, more than a liter, a little bit more. So I got a good part when I drink that. I got a good part of my fasting day minimum or optimum, 4 liter. I already have that then, So that's a good thing. And I see that's a beautiful color, but that's always, when you make a beet juice, always dark red. It's a dominant color, and that's a very powerful thing. The colors are very important for our food. And when you drink juices, fresh juices, you get these effects so direct. I once made a math even. When you eat carrots or you drink carrots, when do you get more nutrients? And of course you usually get more nutrients when you drink, when you eat it, because the whole fruit is of course better than only part of it. But you put so many carrots into the juice that you have then almost the same amount of vitamins and minerals. What you don't have with the juice is the fiber, that what you cannot digest. And formerly we thought, oh, fiber is not so important. But now we know fiber is very important, not only because it keeps the digestion going, it's very important for the health, but also there are very important nutrients that are made with the help of fiber. So we didn't know that all. This more and more knowledge comes through the science, and so eating whole food is really recommended, highly recommended. And so I don't drink that many juices when I do not fast. So it's really something special on fasting day. The metabolism how I process energy, how I get energy from my body. That changes on a fasting day. It goes the other way around, so to say. It takes another turn. And for that purpose, I can drink juices and feel great because it is another process. I don't talk about that so much now in this video, and other videos I explain a little more about that. But for today, I just say it's a wonderful juice. It brings me really energy. There are colors here, and that looks amazing. The texture also I found is really runny. That's good. I like it, runny juice. Sometimes juices are creamier. I like that too. But it's something I always consider when I make a juice. Do I want to have a creamy one with pears, for example, ripe pears, or sweet, soft mangoes, make it very creamy. Apples are a little bit runnier. Oranges, very runny. Beets are very runny. Other than when they are beginning to get soft, they get the thicker juice. I would recommend to really keep the beets fresh and crunchy. I don't store them that long in the fridge because they get soft pretty soon, and then they are not so good anymore. I mean, they are still good, but they don't taste that good anymore. The fresher they are, the taste the better. So that always reflects in the texture of the juice. So this juice is pretty runny. It's nice. So I taste it now. Let's see. The most important impression will be, of course, the flavor. Let's see. Wow. Oh. Yeah. So one thing I can say already, it's delicious. That's the first thing. I like it. But now, what does the tangerine do to the carrot, to the carrot and to the beet? So in general, I said the citrus fruit, sweet and sour fruit in general, they open up the earth flavors like the carrots, and is more even so the beets. Beets and carrots are earth flavors, dense, yeah. And they are high in sugar too, and the sugar is hidden in the earth, I would say, so metaphorically. And when you add a sweet sour fruit, these sugars come out and create the most amazing flavors with the other ingredients, with other nutrients from these ingredients. And the orange now is, so to say, the neutral element. So it doesn't change the earth flavor. Yeah? That's why I call it a neutral element. It only makes the beet delicious. The carrot anyway, it's anyway delicious, also delicious. And the tangerine now is different from the orange. It's more subtle. It's more tender, I would say. And it also seems to keep the earth flavor. That's something interesting I wanted to know. It keeps the earth flavor. It still tastes like an earth flavor here, this juice. But in a different way. With an orange, it would be different earth flavor. And I can't go a lot deeper into the details of the description of my flavor here, of my taste, or how I taste it. But it's a delicious juice. It's still an earth flavor. It's the combination of two earth flavors, the carrot and the beet, and that's very powerful. And the tangerine makes it light, airy a little bit. Very interesting. And the apple, gives it a little bit more texture. The apple makes it a little bit not creamier, but I don't know how to describe. It's a nice combination. The next day I could try the same juice with an orange instead of an apple. Let's see what happens now. For now I wanted to focus a little bit more on the carrot and the apple, the classic. Next time I can focus maybe a little bit more carrot orange. But this time it's carrot, apple, beet, tangerine, ginger, on the fire. The ginger also allows me to use the other nutrients from the other ingredients better. So the ginger has a very positive effect on the other nutrients. It allows me to have more benefits of them. That makes ginger a fascinating spice and a seasoning and an ingredient. It really supports the others. Very great. And it adds fire. Maybe that's why it's so helpful, because of the fire. It's a different view on the world if you have the basic 5 elements like fire, earth and water, and so then you have the modern scientific experimental science worldview by the chemical elements, the hundreds of elements we have, like oxygen, hydrogen, and so on and so on. There's a different worldview, of course, but both are very interesting and can be helpful anyway. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy. I will drink that now slowly, as I said, because it should not be in my body all of a sudden. It should be step by step, because it goes directly in. And if I drink it fast, the blood sugar shoots up, and that can cause confusion. Not so good. So drink it slowly, like a meal, and then I see what I do next today. That's always a great excitement, and it is easy to drink, to make juices like that. It's less work in the kitchen. I have to prepare the fruit a little bit and plan ahead of time, but overall I would say I save a lot of time on a fasting day. I have so much more time and energy for other things. Of course, once the first cleansing is done, first fasting, when you do it the first time, it can be a little bit rough. Especially when you do that, I would begin rather slow, gentle. You can also have smoothies or salads, light salads or so, or broth or soup or so, light soup. Yeah, not to make the fasting too fast, to enter too fast into the fasting can be very intense. And the day after the fasting, tomorrow, I will slowly eat again. Not too much, because my body wants to eat more than it needs after a fasting day, naturally. But I have to be a little bit aware of that and just take me back a little bit and just say, I want to eat that now? No, isn't that enough already what you ate? That I have to make a little conversation with myself all the time, the day after the fasting. Even after fasting, for having fasted for decades now, I still have that same feeling. After the fasting day, you would guess, oh, he knows fasting now for so long, he has no problem. No, not true. After the fasting day, I also, after all this experience, still the same experience, I want to eat more than I need. That's the only thing I have to be careful for after the fasting. To breaking the fast, that is called, that's a classical term, breaking the fast. You have to be more careful than on a regular day, because you always want to eat more than you need. So that to avoid, and then the fasting is of great benefit. So that's what I do. And if you'd like to know more about Gentle Juice Fasting, you can go to the Facebook page called TriYoga Moon Fasting. TriYoga is the style of Yogini Kaliji. She founded it in 1980. There's all these fantastic things, the flow and so on. That's why we call it TriYoga Moon Fasting. That's my Facebook page there. And you can join and look at all my juice recipes there, or the moon calendar for the best fasting days. I said Ekadashi, the 11 days after full moon and new moon, is special fasting days, or full and new moon itself, and so forth. Yeah. And otherwise, if you like my video here, give me a like. Would be very grateful. And thanks for watching. And you can also subscribe MD Vegan on YouTube, have another recipe every single day, and find me on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and Twitter.